Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Friday, which means it's time for episode 2 of the Block-umentary, Matt-umentary 2.5, where Matt teaches himself, with my support and guidance, how to shove a 5-inch nail up his nose. Now, unfortunately, we missed last Friday.
It's 4.5. It's 4.5.
Yeah, but you know what I'm always about? I'm always about making it even more dangerous.
What?
You know?
You're not going to stop until this thing goes in and actually comes out the back of my head, are you?
That would put bums on seats. Let's do it. Let's go 6 inches.
It would put bums on seats at the crematorium.
Oh. Sounds like a Matt problem, to be perfectly honest. Not a great problem. But in all seriousness, you were ill last week, so we missed the second episode.
Ill.
He's still ill. He had a nose infection.
I didn't have a nose infection.
What happens when you shove rusty nails up
I
your
did
nose?
not have a nose infection. Somebody actually messaged me about that. A couple of people actually have messaged me and said something about,
Are you dead?
I've got an infection from a rusty nail, and I'm like, that's not what happened. Like, no. I don't know who. Has somebody said that somewhere?
Michael put a post on YouTube saying, sorry that the second episode won't be up this week. Matt's off ill. That's what happens when you try to put rusty nails up your nose.
You bellend. I've had a bunch of people have messaged me and gone, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just not very well. Why? Oh, like, why did you put a rusty nail up your nose? And I'm like, huh? Like, I didn't put a rusty nail up my nose.
But you've been off work most of the week. So you had probably plenty of time to sit around.
Oh yeah, totally. While I'm bunged up and feel like crap and I've got a sore throat, I just thought, I know what I'll do. I was actually talking to John Morton and mentioned this to John Morton. He went, it'll clear your sinuses. I'm like, you're all bellends, all of you. It's not just you.
It's not wrong though, is it?
All of you.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong. So, but did you watch the download? Because obviously,
yes,
Alakazam sent you the download. So first of all, you know, last episode. Episode 1, you were a bit panicked. You were nervous about the whole thing.
It's not helped.
What?
It hasn't helped.
Why not?
Why?
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
I don't need to.
Okay.
I'm not putting a nail up my nose.
So,
I'm here for moral support only.
The legend that is Mark Spellman.
And he is a legend.
He is a legend. A living legend that is Mark Spellman. Comes onto the screen.
Yeah.
It's all produced very, very well.
He's got a little skull.
Sitting there. We haven't got to the skull yet.
Oh, okay.
Sitting there, and pretty much the first thing that he says is, don't do this. It's really dangerous.
Brilliant. Obviously.
That's it. He just goes, the first thing that I'm going to tell you about the human blockhead is to not ever do the human blockhead. Don't do it. Look, it's really dangerous.
Here's the thing.
Don't do it.
Let me just point something out. You know I'm a wrestling fan, right? For years, WWE have put warnings on their programs. Don't try this at home. Don't try this at home. Nobody fucking listens. Everybody tries it at home.
And loads of people get hurt.
But if nobody tried it at home, there wouldn't be a new generation of wrestlers. The reason that there's new wrestlers is because there's kids out there watching it, trying it at home, going, this is fucking good, I want to do this.
That's not
you
true.
Don't listen to those little... He's like, don't try this at home. But it's fine. It's fine.
It wasn't a, don't try this at home. It was a, do not do this under any circumstances ever.
No.
Don't do it.
He doesn't know what he's talking about, does he?
But if you are fucking mental enough to try,
like he is,
I'm going to teach you.
Like Darren Brown is, like John Morton is, like Daniel Dorian Johnson is.
I'm going to give you all of the information that you need and all of the information for how I do it, and then it is totally up to you if you want to decide to do this.
So let's just skip past the warning. Give me the good stuff.
The whole thing is a warning. What? All the way through it. It's a warning. The whole way through.
Or he keeps saying, don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're not going to listen to that. So basically, what did he, tell me, what did he say? What did you learn the good stuff? Have you pushed a nail up your nose yet?
You get a nail and you stick it into your face. That's it.
That's not a 1 hour download. It can't be, get a nail and shove it in your face and 59 minutes of saying, don't fucking do this.
That's pretty much what it is.
He has a skull on his table.
Yeah.
The skull obviously is there to show the correct route.
To give you the tips on how to do it.
Yeah.
Relatively safely-ish.
So, On episode 1, when I told you
He
about...
does teach you how to figure out the length of nail you need. That's
Okay.
quite interesting, actually.
Really? How do you find the length of the nail?
It's on the download. I'm not going to tell you.
Well, I'm not going to watch it, so...
Yeah, but
Somebody else will, I suppose.
isn't that the same as giving away secrets?
Yeah, okay. So you know the length... Fair enough. So you know the length of the nail.
You learn how to figure out the length of the nail that you need.
Have you been to B&Q yet?
There's a specific way of doing it. No, I haven't. I haven't been very well.
Do you have to treat the nail? Or do you have to spray roughing fluid over it or something? Or...
Why would you spray roughing fluid
You know,
over it?
like lube it up.
That's the opposite of what you would need. Why would you want to make it rough?
Like lube it up or something then. Do you give it some lube?
You clean it,
Yeah,
obviously.
that makes sense.
Like fucking alcohol wipes and stuff.
Okay.
So if you're going to stick something inside your body, it's advisable that it's clean. I didn't think this was something that needed to be said. If you're going to put something in your face, make sure it's clean.
Yeah, kind of makes sense, I suppose, when you think about it. So, you got the nails. You ordered them off Amazon. You've been to B&Q.
I'm not ordering nails off Amazon. If I'm going to... Because they're going in my face.
Yeah,
I'm going to go and pick them out individually from B&Q.
Get the right ones.
Yes.
We'll go this weekend.
I've got some.
Have you? You've already got them. When did you go?
When did I go?
Yeah.
I went on Sunday.
Great. So you got the nails. Have you shoved them up your nose yet?
No.
Why not?
Because instantly...
Well, yeah.
I got sick. Went to B&Q on Sunday morning, got some nails, went out for lunch with my family, got home, looked at a nail, and then was just sick. And then for 3 days afterwards, I couldn't stop throwing up.
There's no coloration there at all.
Really?
No.
You don't think that's my body going, what the fuck are you doing, you lunatic?
No.
Really?
Look, you've got to push past that
Listen
mental...
to me.
You've got to push past
gotta
that mental
perform
barrier.
tomorrow.
You can do this. I believe in you. The internet believes in you.
No, it doesn't.
The internet thinks you're fucking mental.
Exactly. Jesus,
Michael, tell him how many messages were there supporting him and telling him he was inspirational?
There was a lot. A lot of people talk about the cult of Matt Cluley.
The cult of Matt Cluley.
Yeah, how they'll follow your footsteps in the cult of Matt Cluley.
Yeah, cults, generally, they all get together under one lunatic and then kill themselves. So it's quite fitting, actually. This could be a cult. We'll get everyone together, we'll all sit in the middle, we'll have loads of people sitting around in circles, and then we'll all fucking smash ourselves in the face with nails. Done. Game over.
Oh,
Dirty magicians.
if you're
Kill
doing
themselves.
that, please can we film it? That'd be great content.
Anything for views, right?
Exactly. Shit, that's awesome. Right, okay. So what you're saying to me, we haven't made much progress. You've got the nails and you've watched the download. Surely, like, can you tell us a bit about, like, what was... It wasn't just don't do it and...
It pretty much was. So he teaches you... Like, there's a bunch of live presents. There's, like, so many live performances of it in all different scenarios and all different...
And the crowd going mental.
No, most of them are throwing up on themselves. It teaches... There's a really good part in it where he teaches you about the performance side of it, which is really interesting. And he's absolutely spot on, and I totally agree with everything he says in it. But he's teaching you... There's a whole section that's just like when and where or something, where he's teaching you. You wouldn't do this you wouldn't do it at a fucking kids' party. You wouldn't do it where there's kids around, generally speaking. And it's there's a lot of people that are going to be squeamish about this kind of thing. There's a lot of people that aren't going to want to see it. You could even get complaints and stuff if we were out doing corporate gigs and stuff. There are certain tables that you just wouldn't do this to. So he teaches you how to deal with that and how to figure out where and when and why you would do this, which is super interesting. And I think just in general, as a magician going around doing corporate events and things like that, just the information that he gives in that section can be applied to lots of different scenarios and lots of different situations. So I think that is really, really, really interesting.
Sick.
But then he also teaches you, like, he gets the skull and he teaches you exactly, like, step by step, slowly catchy monkey, how to do it. And then he does it. Like, and he says on the
Did he
video.
explain, by the way, why the spoon?
Yes.
There is a reason for the spoon.
There's a reason for the spoon.
Okay.
So he explains about the spoon and why, and it is clever, and it makes sense. It kind of, there's pros and cons for the hammer, and then there's pros and cons for the spoon.
Okay.
So you get pros and cons for both, and then you can basically make your mind up about which one you wanted to. But based on what he said, I think from a performance, if I was doing it on stage, I think I'd still use the hammer, personally. Because I like the effect of being able to hammer the nail into the wood at the end. And I mean, this isn't giving anything away because it's live performances. He's done this loads of times. He gives the nails out at the end to someone as a gift every time. Hands them out to whoever, just puts them back in the glass and then hands them out as a souvenir.
That's amazing. And he did keep that.
And people are like,
did they? So he uses 3 nails. He's one of the only people
he can
that
do
I've
it
ever
with
seen.
4.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Like, do you think it adds genuinely having 4 nails, or do you reckon 1 nail's enough, or do you think having more than 1 nail makes it even more impressive?
It depends on the scenario.
Doing it on stage.
Doing it on stage, I mean, I don't know if you'd need to go as far as 4, but having 2, maybe 3 on stage, I think is great. Doing it close up, I think you'd get away with just doing 1. But yeah, I mean, he does it close up where he's got 3. But he does say about the left nostril, a lot of people can't do the left nostril. The nasal cavity on the left-hand side of a human's face is generally smaller than the right-hand side, which is why he does all of them up the right-hand side, then just gets 1 in the left. He said it took him a lot longer, and it feels a lot tighter when you're hammering it in on the left-hand side of your face, because the nasal cavity on this side is smaller. So a lot of people can't do the left-hand side. So I mean, I'll try.
So you've watched the download a couple of times now.
Yeah, I've tried the pen thing. So he basically you might have to beep that. I don't know. Is that giving something away?
I don't even know. It doesn't give anything away to me.
No. So you you learn the technique before you do it with a nail.
Okay. Well, a few people in the comments were saying practice with a Q-tip.
Well, he states specifically not to practice with a Q-tip, because if you do it with a Q-tip and the cotton ball comes off of the end of the plastic bit and you pull it out and the cotton ball's not there, then you've got a bob of cotton wool wedged on the inside of your face. So,
let's do that.
He specifically states not to use a Q-tip.
Okay, that's useful.
And to use this other
technique
that he then gives. So I've tried that, and
Did it work?
I got it in about halfway.
Okay. So on the next episode, maybe we have a go live here at you practicing the actual blockhead. I obviously have people that you're going to be speaking to. I've arranged a few interviews with you over the next couple of weeks. We're going to see Matt getting advice from some legends in magic who have made blockhead part of their act. And I've arranged some one-to-ones with you, so you can have, and we'll film those and put them up. You're getting more advice. I'm arranging more people to come and chat to you about this than, if anybody else in the magic community was like, I'm going to learn blockhead, they'd just download the thing and go, right, let me grab a nail, here we go, fuck it. But I'm making sure you're safe. I'm getting advice for you, I'm getting guidance for you. We're going to do this. And when I say we, I mean you, but obviously it's the royal we. I'm with you in spirit, but not nasal.
Yeah.
So
I just want to feel better. I can't do anything until I feel
so
better.
On a rating of 1 to 10, when I first suggested this to you, I'd say you're a 10 out of 10. You were shitting yourself. Mm-hmm. You seem less nervous this time.
I'm just ill.
So are you still a 10, but you're just too tired
Too tired to worry about it at the moment. But when I'm not ill, it's still going to be a 10. It's a fucking stupid thing to do. All the way through the download, he's just like, this is how I do this, but don't. So this is how I would do this particular bit, but I don't recommend that you do. This is how I've been doing this for 20 years, but don't do it. And then he gets somebody else
Here's a genuine
and
question.
they go, yeah, so I do it like this, but I wouldn't recommend that you do. And it's like, fuck
So
me.
here's a question for you, genuine question. if you get to the point in this mini Matt-umentary, the Block-umentary, if we get to a point where you've got it up your nose and it's not as bad as you think, and you kind of, you're obviously not going to get to the point where you enjoy it, but like, oh God, oh, feeling good.
Yeah, it's not going to turn me on at any point.
But if you get to a point where you kind of like, this ain't as bad as I thought, this is all right, this isn't too bad, this, you know, knowing you've seen lots of live performances of Mark doing it, would you ever do this in your act? I could see you doing this on stage.
It depends on the scenario, I suppose. If it was a show, because he does the bit where he's going through where and when to do this is really interesting.
I tell you what,
if it all lined up where it was the kind of show where I could get away with this, then like if I was doing Smoke and Mirrors or something, you could do it down there. Possibly not House of Secrets, because there's kids.
I tell you where you could do it. I genuinely think, you know, every year we do that illusion show at that really posh boarding school. But it's for the 17 and 18-year-olds.
No,
I reckon
that's
they
next
would.
month.
Yeah, no,
No,
they would love it.
they're children. They're children. They're 16, 17-year-old
No,
kids.
17 and 18 in the final year.
No.
And by no, you mean
That should be part of the t-shirt. And by no, you mean that's the story of my life in one line. One line. And by no, you mean 5 words. And that sums up my existence.
I have got one question for you, very important question, because I'm a little bit nervous as well.
What are you nervous about? You ain't got to do nothing. You just don't want to employ another salesman.
No, there's one more thing I'm very nervous about. You haven't told your mum what we're doing, have you?
No.
Oh, good, right. Just as long as we don't do
I am
that.
going to see her. I'm going to see her next week. Tuesday. I'm going to see my mum on Tuesday.
You're not going to tell her about nails, are you?
I might do.
Don't do that.
Is that what you're nervous about?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to piss off Mrs. Cluley.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. No.
I'm going to see her on Tuesday, and I'm going to tell her. I'll be like, guess what Craig's making me do?
No, don't do that.
And then hellfire will rain down on your soul for eternity.
Oh dear, it's funny because it's true. Okay, so we've made progress. You've watched the tutorial. I mean, if you were going to review the block tutorial now, just based purely on watching it and assimilating the information, obviously we're nowhere near the end of the documentary yet because nails have yet to go up noses. But assuming we're, you know, you haven't done it to Tam, you haven't done it to the office, you haven't done it at a live gig, we're going to get there. I was thinking we'd do like a David Blaine style thing and have you walk around the centre of Birmingham and just go up to old people and go,
Why?
I think it'd be funny.
Just making me walk around the city.
Yeah.
Going up to old people specifically.
Well, yeah, old people would be good, but anybody really.
I'd get arrested.
Walking around with a hammer.
Walking around town with a hammer.
We could get you busking. We'll get you a busker's license. We'll go down to Covent Garden. We'll go roll up.
Stop
we'll get
saying-
you. I'll speak to Nathan Earl.
Stop saying things on the internet.
Nathan, I know you watch this. Could you arrange to have Matt come along and just do a 5-minute guest spot at Covent Garden at Magician's Corner?
No.
He just wants to walk out, shove a nail up his nose, and then walk off
Okay,
again.
A, Nathan does not watch this shit.
Yes,
and B,
he does.
and B, no. I'm not going to Covent Garden to bang a nail up my nose.
We'll do the live performance somewhere else, or I'll keep working on him. Because by no, you mean...
Exactly. By no, you mean...
Okay, but yeah, if you were going to give it a review right now, what would you say?
If I decided that I wanted to do this myself and I went out there and bought an instructional video on something that is potentially very, very dangerous, I would want that instructional video done by somebody as skilled and as talented as Mark. And I would want them to go and be realistic about it, which he is. And I would want him to give me all of the information that he could possibly give me so that I could make my own decision and then do this as safely as it is possible to do. And that's what they've done. He's done.
Great.
They've done.
Great.
So, as far as if you want to do this, if you want to try it, and that's if you want... I'm not telling anybody to. I would very much recommend against it. However, if you decide that you want to try it, don't just walk Don't just walk into your garage, get a nail and whack it up your nose. Do it properly. Buy the download. There is literally nowhere else that you could get this much information on doing this. He goes into previous explanations of it. It was in a book about a gazillion years ago. And it's basically just one paragraph that's 4 lines in this book. That's the only other explanation of how to do this trick that's out there. It's just 4 lines in a book that basically just goes, get a nail, stick it in your nose. That's pretty much it. So this is the most complete and informative way of being able to do this under guidance as safely as you can possibly do it. However, I am not recommending anybody does this.
I am him. So, thanks for joining us on the second episode of the
But it's a very
documentary.
good tutorial.
We're going to be back next week where Matt gets ever closer to shoving 4 5-inch nails up his nose. Shouldn't have told me about the 4 nails.
And they're 4.5 inch. They're not 5 inch.
Pretty much the same thing, really, isn't it?
I haven't even got it all the way in yet, so I don't know how long my nails are going to be. My nails could be 1/2 inch.
It's not impressive putting a pin up your nose.
Well, that might be all I can do.
Well, we'll find out. Next week, we will hopefully be seeing him shove a nail up his nose, or at least attempting to. If you're squeamish, you might not want to join us next week.
I'm
because-
squeamish. Can I not join next
No,
week?
you're.
I don't want to join next week.
There could be blood, and it'll be his. Very, very exciting, Matt.
How is it exciting that I'm going to bleed?
Let me ask Michael. Michael, are you excited to see?
I am
shove a
excited.
nail?
To see
Yeah.
me bleed?
Yeah.
Fucking sadistic, apparently.
And I'm telling you, everybody, if you want to give Max some support, please leave it in the comment down below.
If you want to leave Matt some support, put in the comments that I need a pay rise. We see how many we could get in there. My annual review's coming up in a couple of
It is, and it's in a couple of weeks.
couple of days.
Yeah,
Couple of days, couple of weeks,
couple of weeks.
So how much should I get as a pay increase? Put it in the comments below. Thanks, guys.
Shut up, Ralph. Right, if you leave some comments down below about anything that you want to. Next week we get ever closer to full-on penetration with
But
a
maybe
nail.
how much I should get the pay increase.
Will you shut up? We'll be back again next Friday with another episode of the Block-umentary, unless Matt looks at a nail and spends 3 days in bed again, which has happened this time.
Possibility.
Which is a possibility. But we'll be back again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Say bye, Matt.
Bye.
He's grumpy. He's ill. And he's
Well,
gonna
I haven't
shove
until I
up a
figure out
nail
how
in
much
it.
my pay rise is going to be.
Cut this now, Michael, please. Can we just stop the video? Let's just end the program now. Right, bye everyone. Fuck off. Go away.